group has been playing throughout Kent for many years. They are quite renowned in the area for one reason or another, but Mike will tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. So I hope you're going to enjoy them. It's something we've never done before. You've even got music sheets, so hopefully you'll all take part. So if you can put your hands together, and I'll hand you over to Mike, who will do a little bit of explanation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies who lunch. Good afternoon. It's better. We want some interaction here today. Okay, you know, there's two great things about the ukulele. First one is when you walk into a room carrying it, it inevitably brings a smile to everybody's faces. And where are we? And the second thing is people have very low expectations. Now, the ukulele is said to have originated in Portugal, where it went by sea via the sailors to Hawaii in the early 19th century. The Hawaiians took it to their harp. One was given to their king, who was great patron of the arts, and they adopted it and they adapted it for their own instrument, calling it the ukulele, which I'm told the translation comes from uka being the Hawaiian word for gift or reward, lele being from the verb to come, so the gift that came. Well, that's one of the versions. Anyone fluent in Hawaiian here can help me with this? Oh, all right then. The other version I've heard is that it's a translation of the nickname that the instrument has, which is the jumping flea. Take your pick, whichever is right. Anyway, the ukulele certainly has its spiritual home still to this day in Hawaii. In the early 20th century, it migrated to the United States, and then from then on it's been popular here in surges over the years. Obviously in the 30s and 40s, George Formby had a big influence on that. And right now you kind of miss the fact that ukuleles are popping up all over the place. I know personally of probably 8 ukulele clubs within a 30-mile radius of here. There's probably more. Schools are beginning to teach it. Music shops are selling more ukuleles than anything else. So I don't really know what the reason for the resurgence is, other than maybe it's just a desire for people to get back to the old days when you could walk into the pub and someone sit down at the piano and you all have a good sing-along. It's a nice opportunity to participate and sing along in music. Well, as for the instrument itself, it's a 4-string fretted instrument. It's an unusual tuning which gives it its unique sound in that the 4th string, which is the one nearest your chin as you're playing it, is tuned to a higher note than the 3rd string, and so on down, whereas most instruments the strings ascend in order from the top to the bottom. As you can see, they come in all shapes and sizes, as do the ukuleles. And the smallest one is the one you'll probably be most familiar with, which is the soprano uke, a very small one there, because it's a travel soprano as it happens, and that's the one that gives the little uke sound. The next one up will be the concert ukulele, who's holding a concert. Margaret, can you just stand up a minute? This is Margaret Elliott. She's playing a concert uke today. Oh, is it? Sit down then. I'll come to you in a minute. That's a concert uke. The next one up is the tenor ukulele, which, can you stand up, Margaret, who's playing the tenor ukulele, slightly bigger. The reason I wanted to draw attention to Margaret is because today actually we are the product of 3 ukulele groups who are playing together, for reasons which I will come to in a minute. And Margaret's done all the hard work in recruiting the players from all the various groups, and also in liaising with Wendy to get here today. So can we have a round of applause for Margaret? And then finally we've got, there is a bigger one, a baritone. We don't have a guy on a baritone uke today, and it's getting to be more like a little guitar. Brian at the back there's playing a bass ukulele. Can you give us a riff? Are you turned on? And he will be holding us together with the rhythm section, which is Richard on drums, just trying to keep us more or less in time, which is the general idea. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now, as I said, we're the product of 3 clubs: the Tunbridge Wells Ukulele Night Thing, the Tunbridge Wells Ukulele Rookie Practice Session, and the East Grinstead Ukulele Club, which is the club that I run. So essentially today you're going to be entertained by a bunch of twats, twerps and eggs, okay? The reason that there are 3 groups today, it may be apparent if you look at the stage. If you're sitting there and thinking, blimey, I didn't know you had to qualify for a bus pass in order to play the ukulele. Just duck down. You'd be wrong. Our groups actually do have everything from junior school to pension, but of course, where are all the younger people on a Thursday afternoon? They're at work.
I'll take the day off.
Oh, all right, go ahead. So, the two Tunbridge Wells groups, they meet at a pub on alternate Mondays at the Cross Keys in Southborough. The East Grinstead Club, that meets, where does that meet? The Dorset Arms in East Grinstead on alternate Tuesdays. So if anyone feels like playing the ukulele, if they want to play the ukulele, if they do play the ukulele, if they want to see if they might want to play the ukulele, just rock up to any of those pubs on the nights concerned, buy yourself a drink, there's no charge for being there, sit down and join in, and I'm sure you get lots of help. You'll certainly get a big welcome. And if you want to find out more about any of the clubs, well, look on their Facebook pages. Now, of course, the disadvantage of putting three little groups together is that we've never actually performed together before. So you may expect a little bit of confusion. Ladies, you just put that down to part of the charm of the ukulele, okay? We're going to need your help today. We've played this room before. Frankly, it didn't go at all well. It's got bad acoustics. We're little acoustic instruments, so we have a little bit of amplification today. Little acoustic voices, and we didn't actually get the sound right to the back of the room. So we need your help. We need you to sing along. Jeff Wanstall, who I think many of you know through in choir, has printed out some very nice song sheets of the set we're going to play today. So please, yeah, help us get this sound across. Clap your hands, stamp your feet, sing along with us, and in general, let's have a very good time. Now, I'm ready to get started now. We're going to cut the set down a bit because me talking has cut the available time down a little. But are there any questions? There we are. I've obviously done a splendid job.
Over there, over there.
Oh, sorry.
You said there's lots of groups available and also children to learn it, but how difficult is it to actually learn to play the ukulele?
Well, the maths are good, 4 fingers, 4 strings, and it's quite small, so the stretches aren't too hard. It's the sort of instrument where you can get to an advanced beginner or low intermediate stage very, very quickly. Various methods of learning. I mean, there's plenty of free tuition online. There's plenty of beginners ukulele books in the music stores. We've got music teachers around us. In fact, Howard here. Where's Howard? Put your hand up. He lives in Cromer. He teaches ukulele and mandolin and guitar. So it's really just a question. And if you go along to the clubs, just learn yourself 2 or 3 chords. The basic chords, 3 chords in the key of C. Very simple. And you'll have a big repertoire straight away before you even get started. And just go along to the clubs, people will give you help. They don't give lessons per se, but if you sit next to experienced people playing, they'll undoubtedly help you.
You don't have to read music.
No, the music's great. It's little pictures, it's like painting by numbers. You just got little pictures of the chord boxes above the words. So once you've learned the shapes that go with the chords, develop a muscle memory. It's really not hard at all. No. You can buy a ukulele from about £17 upwards, a little soprano ukulele. Of course, like anything, you can take it right up to the top end and spend a couple of thousand if you wanted to. But there are plenty of people in the clubs here who are playing entry-level £17 instruments and still happy with them 2 or 3 years later. My personal view is that if your budget will go to a little more, maybe somewhere between £50 and £100, you'll get a ukulele that stays in tune a little better than the entry levels. And if you're a beginner, tuning seems to be like a major chore. You get used to it fairly quickly, and if your ukulele keeps going out of tune, you probably won't be tempted to keep picking it up and playing it. So my advice is, if the budget runs to it, spend a little more. It's all about the strings and the pegs and basically get a solid wood one. But no, it's not expensive. Right, are we ready for a sing-along? Yes.